So, guys, I figured it out. I really figured it out. And I think I finally know why it's all happening. The video game industry, why we're seeing all of these endless waves of layoffs. Well, aside from the relentless capitalistic drive for profit at all costs, but we're not here to talk about that today. There's a much deeper problem here. And the problem actually is there are too many games that are just being made right now. And before you tell me otherwise, I know it's Summer Games Week and I'm excited as you all are for every single game that's coming out soon. I mean, there's a ton of games releasing in September and man, I'm super excited for that month. I don't know how I'm going to play every single one of those games, but everybody is really trying so hard to get out of the way of GTA 6 before that launches in November. So I get it. I totally get it. But let me ask you a question. How many games do you have in your backlog right now that you haven't finished? How many games do you still want to play, but you just haven't gotten around to yet? We live in a time of great abundance, at least in the majority of the world, and there has yet been a time in history where so much is available to so many, yet we treat this abundance like a metric of success, when in reality it's the exact thing that's suffocating a lot of us, especially in this industry. Think about it. We look at the headlines. Thousands of developers laid off at EA, Sony, Microsoft, and indie studios alike. And trust me, I feel for every single person that's been affected by this layoff. And I'm not here to say that this is not a sign of corporate greed. I'm not here to defend any of the C-suite suits that are chasing that infinite quarterly growth that's absolutely broken and is really also a big part of the problem here. But we have to really look at things and say that this is not the root cause. The systemic collapse here that is happening is stemming from a cold hard truth that nobody wants to admit. We have actually reached peak attention and the video game industry is drowning on its own supply. But to put it in another term, we're getting high on our own supply. And we all know that usually when that starts to happen, that is never a good sign. Let's do a quick reality check. Pull up your Steam library, your PlayStation dashboard, or your Switch or Xbox dashboard, whichever person you pledge allegiance to right now. How many games are sitting there with less than 2 hours of playtime? How many did you buy on a seasonal sale because the hype was real and you just haven't gotten to it yet? We joke that the backlog is like, this quirky gamer badge of honor. It's really not. It's actually a symptom of a massive market failure. In economics, there's a fundamental rule, right? Value is derived from scarcity. But right now, digital storefronts are like an infinite ocean, man. Like between the AAA behemoths that are demanding 80 hours of your life and the mid-tier bangers and the absolute deluge of indie titles that are dropping daily with tons of, diamonds in the rough in there too as well, the supply of video games has effectively become almost infinite. But one thing that's actually not infinite? Time. Every single game being released right now isn't just competing with the other games that are launching, that same week. It's competing with your already existing 200 game plus backlog, right? It's competing with Fortnite, Apex Legends, or whatever live service black hole that's been designed to monopolize your time forever. Then, of course, there's TikTok, Netflix, YouTube, and just the normal stuff of life. Going to work, paying your bills, eating, spending time with friends, family, loved ones, even just sleeping. I mean, there's only 24 hours in a day, and the market of human attention is entirely saturated. There's so many things that are just designed to constantly pull your attention in so many different directions. When a developer or a publisher spends $200 million plus in 6 years developing a massive AAA game, they're just not betting that that game is good. They're betting that it's good enough to make you abandon your comfort game And I made a whole video about that. Yet go ahead and take a look at that and drop down below what your favorite comfort game is. But they're building this game to make you ignore your backlog, and give up your nights for about a month straight to actually play this one game. And if it doesn't do that, it bombs. Not because it's bad in some cases, but just because the audience literally did not have the bandwidth to log in. And that's just crazy, man. That's absolutely crazy. During the pandemic boom, the industry invested human attention would expand forever. It was just this curve or this line that just kept on going up, and it would never stop. Studios hired aggressively. They greenlit massive projects and assumed that the digital gold rush was the new baseline, because we just didn't know what was going to happen with this new pandemic and everything that was, happening at that particular point in time. So they created a supply chain that was essentially built almost for a world that operated on a 48-hour day timeline. But things have evened out now. Reality has set in. And if you think this attention crisis is rough for AAA publishers with massive marketing budgets, oh man, it's an absolute meat grinder for the indie scene. Every single day, dozens of games drop on Steam. Brilliant, passionate projects built by two people in the basement, completely swallowed by the algorithm before they can even get 50 reviews. And that must be incredibly disheartening. It's just a hyper-saturated ecosystem where finding an audience isn't just about making a good game anymore. It's about surviving a lottery where the odds change daily. But here is where this theory gets really interesting, right? Because in the market that's utterly overflowing, we still see these massive, undeniable spikes, these anomalies, these games that they just don't survive. They actually punch through all that noise and they capture the entire internet's collective attention. Let's take a look at some of these, lightning in the bottles, I would call them, right? Dave the Diver, and that's a crazy game because a sequel just got announced this past week, going into more detail about the backstory of Chef in that game, right? On paper, this is a pixel art game about a middle-aged guy catching fish by day and running a sushi restaurant by night. This should not be a multi-million-dollar copy breakout hit, but it succeeded because it perfectly weaponized the respect for a player's time. And I talked about that in my video on time, right? Got to respect the player's time. Go ahead and check out that video. Let me know what your thoughts are on it, or even drop your comments here in this video too as well. It didn't demand 80 hours of just heavy, lore-drenched commitment right out of the gate. It was just pure, unadulterated gameplay loop magic that was impossible to put down. And it just bypassed that backlog anxiety that we get sometimes when you're trying to fire up something to play when you have some time, right? By just being relentlessly fun. And then you have other games like Hades, Supergiant Games. They didn't just drop a roguelike into a crowded marketplace. They really revolutionized how a narrative intersects with dying repeatedly. And another game this year that's done excellent at that is Housemarque Sorrows. If you have not played that game yet, please drop this video right now. Pause it, go buy that, and then go play that game. That is such a wonderful game that Housemarque have done something fantastic there with that whole roguelike aspect. And I keep going back to that game just because of the loop. The gameplay loop is just so much fun. It's so tight. It's just so engaging. I absolutely love it. And it's the same thing that Supergiant Games did. They took a genre known for being brutally punishing, and they made every single run feel like a reward, drawing people in who normally wouldn't touch a roguelike with a 10-foot pole. That was me before, back in the day. And literally that Hades was one of my my revolutionary like introductions or pullbacks into that genre. It was such a fun game. I loved Hades 2, and please, like I said, go play Saros. That is an absolutely fun and fantastic game. This is the type of title here that really expands on that concept. Now we talk about one of the biggest ones recently, right? In Clear Obscure Expedition 33. This is the type of title that should be terrifying every traditional AAA studio right now. It's a gorgeous, high-fidelity, turn-based RPG coming from an indie team, Sandfall Interactive, that actually started, incubation of this game during the pandemic. Instead of chasing the multi-billion-dollar live service pipe dream that everybody is always looking for, they focused on a striking, hyper-stylized, creative vision that immediately stands out in a sea of just generic games. And they're not trying to be a forever game. They're just trying to be an unforgettable experience. These anomalies prove that the audience is not fatigued by video games. We're fatigued by sameness. When the market is this crowded, the safe, focus-tested corporate designs are the first things that people will ignore. These projects that break through are the ones that offer something distinct enough to make us willingly put down our comfort games, ignore our pile of shame, and say, okay, fine, I'm going to make time for this. The layoffs are happening because publishers have built a broken business model based on infinite growth in a world with finite hours, and there needs to be a correction. The success of the anomalies proves that the future belongs to the studios that realize that value isn't about capturing someone's attention forever. It's about making the time they give you actually count. That's all I got, guys. Let me know your thoughts on this. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Just let me know what you guys think about this. I think we're in a great time for video games, but I also think we're in a bit of a scary time too as well. And, I really want us to continue to grow and enjoy this medium. But again, like I said, let me know your thoughts on this. Stay safe out there. Peace.